As soon as I did stand-up, I decided this is what I'm going to do.
What gave you this space or leeway to even fathom the fact that you could become a visual artist and make money out of that?
I think it's half of it is defiance, because remember, nobody around me said this is a viable career path to take. Nobody said it was. I've never been one to be influenced by that per se. Like, what's the safest thing to do? I never.
You always teeter on the edge of...
Always on the edge.
Yeah.
I never do anything that is safe. I got my first B in Form 4.
Hey.
Yeah, I'd never gone past C or anything.
Yes.
And I used to know all this stuff, but I just felt like, I don't know, man, if they are for me. But there was also an element of I was rebelling, because there was a point I didn't want to stay in that school.
When you realized that you can make money out of comedy, then what changed? How did that change you?
Nothing. For sure, I don't F with fear.
You grew up in a church setting.
Yes, I did.
Your dad was a reverend?
Yes.
Or he still is a reverend?
He still is. He's a bishop now.
Okay. What's the difference between a reverend and a bishop?
Well, I guess the reverend is just an experience level of a pastor. Like, you're the pastor, but you're in charge of you have a bigger responsibility, like you have a few churches, especially for the context of his church.
Yeah.
It was really, I think it used to signify a lot of the experience. The church that was is like he has more pastors under him mentoring.
Yeah.
He has seniority more like anything.
Yeah.
But then with a bishop, he actually runs his own church.
Oh, I see.
Like he has a whole thing. He is responsible for it 100% more.
Yeah.
Than, as a reverend, you're only responsible for the responsibility you're given.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, more like, yeah.
And so, I was just thinking about it right now. When we are kids, we always look up to our parents. I don't know if that was the experience for you. Did you ever look up to your dad and you're like, you know what, when I grow up, I want to be like...
Yeah.
So did you want to be a reverend when you grew up?
Yeah, I wanted to be a pastor. Like, I wanted to be a church minister, a preacher, to Misho Mungu. Till around 11.
What happened at 11?
12. You start understanding, or life starts happening, or whatever. Or maybe there was too much of it.
Yeah.
That I was just like, I don't like this.
Too much of church around.
Yeah, too much church around. Too many people. Too many, like, you're on the spotlight a lot. Like, even for my private life right now, like, even though I can't resist the performance angle of it, where you have to be like, you minister to people in a way. I mean, even with what I do, it's almost the same skill set, right?
Of being a public speaker.
Yeah, public speaker. You're talking to people. So that one, I think it was intact and it never really left. But the idea of sharing my life with the world, private life, I didn't like that much.
Did the congregation intrude into your private lives?
Like crazy. They live with you.
So you're just seated at home having dinner. Someone pops up into the dining room.
People, you have guests all the time,
and you have to feed them. I guess.
Yeah. They are on the budget of the church, but like in your space though. You know what I mean? In your private space in a way. Like, in the church takes care of all those people, right? Like there's guests, there's even pastors, some are under tutelage or whatever it's called, pupillage. They are working under your dad, so they are basically in your guest bedrooms or whatever it is that
you're kicked off to go sleep in the living room.
No, there was enough space.
Okay.
There was plenty of space, but we are now sharing this space with a stranger who will also leave. Another one might show up at some point as well.
Wait, so this guy is not even sleeping for like a night or two.
No.
He's there for like 6 months, a year even.
Yeah, because remember, we live in a church compound half the time. The other time we are living in at my mother's school, so that was different. I was a bit more tolerable. But like living in a church compound, there's a lot of people, it's fun. But then this guy is a senior pastor for the next 6 months.
Yeah.
No, senior, like assistant pastor. For the next 6 months. Yes. So there's him, there's another one, there's two, but there's one that is amewekwa hapa sasa anakaa na nyinyi hata mnakula na yeye nini, and it's fine, and they are fine people, by the way. They are great people, most of them, but like just the idea that you are good, but I don't want you near my space at some point.
You're going to be in my space for the next X amount of time.
X amount of time. You even start having that friction at some point as well.
You start fighting with each other.
Yeah. As a kid, it's too much. Like, if it's with your brother, you'll fight it out.
But
with a stranger, you can't.
Even they're even older than you.
They're older than you. There's a respect element. It's weird as hell. So,
And was there ever a fear aspect? Like, this as a servant of the Lord, you gotta, these strangers who are coming to hang out with you guys.
No. Like all the servants of the Lord, I know them like I know the back of my hand. They are all like I know how the sausage is made. So they never gave me that fear of the Lord in me. Like there's a few who you are more towering or whatever, but in general, I understood them as human beings first, because you'll see them on their performance element, and you also see them as people when they are having dinner or when they're visiting you or when they're your dad's friend or somebody. So I never had that. No, I understood them as people. So I never had that problem of, Mtumishi, But now I had a problem with people viewing us that way.
Oh, the community.
Watu wa miungu, community.
What are you called?
Hata kijana ya pastor unafanya hivi wewe. Unaona nywele hujachanua. Wewe kwanza hujachana nywele na wewe ni kijana ya
I get flack all the time from my uncles because of my hair.
Yeah, things like that. Huyu ameanza kukua mkora huyu. They would do things like that. Like even they are roasting you and everything is banter, but I'm like, bro, I'm just
being. I'm just living.
I'm at home. Leave me alone.
Human,
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that aspect of humanity is not seen.
Yeah.
And for you were both a pastor's kid and a teacher's kid.
Yeah.
And I think that teachers at a certain time in this country were given a lot of respect
as well, and also reverence as
it was the at the echelons of careers. It was like one of those top careers to be in. And I think your mom eventually became a principal, so she's even like at the very helm. How did that experience become for you when you was she in a girls' school?
She was in a girls' school throughout. Like she was an administrator from when I was a kid. I think she was a deputy principal for, I don't know, was it 5 or 6 years? When I was from when I was 4 all the way till, and then she became a principal after that.
So when you you ever went to the girls' schools?
Yeah, we used to live there as well.
Or you there when you were a teenager?
Yeah.
Give me that experience. What is that experience like? You're there, that you're a teenager, there's girls around and stuff like that. And I don't know, in your dad's point.
I had a lot of discipline. I think I was prepared. When I was beginning my teenage years, right? Like when I was in a boarding school for the most part.
Oh, I see.
So it means when I come back home, they're not there.
Yeah.
And then we'd be home for like 2 weeks. Sometimes the Form 4s would come for Form 3s for tuition. But then we would all go as a family. As soon as the tuition is done, we go to where my dad is.
Yeah.
Right? And then sometimes I'd just go by me, hata kwanza I would tangulia and come back or something like that. Then by the time now I graduated Form 4.
High school, yeah.
Is when now I had full, and now you're also umefika pia kimwili.
Yes.
You are unachamka like for real.
Yes,
but we took it very sacred. Like the first year, that gap year, the first gap year, because we used to have 2. Yeah. When I was in
after high school.
After high school, we used to be 2. The first gap year, I actually taught drama in that school.
Oh, in the girls' school.
In the girls' school. So I had a lot of responsibility. So I didn't abuse. I didn't date. I even fell in love with a chick, but it was just a crush. Yeah. I didn't dare because I was like conflict of interest. I don't know where I got it from.
Yeah.
But I understood that you cannot cross that line.
Man, you are 19 years old. How are you so responsible at 19 years old?
I know. I was.
This hammering of the gospel in you must have been proper when you were.
I don't think it was a gospel thing because at that point too, I was not even big on. I think it was just an ethical thing that I did. Even me and my friend, we used to do it, and we stayed clear.
Used to do it, meaning
like do the drama thing.
Teaching the drama.
Yeah, teaching the drama thing. And we were the same age. So my friend was my friend, my sidekick, right? Yeah. Like I'd do his stuff, and then he comes and does my stuff.
Yeah.
Right? So the first thing first is, of course, my mom didn't want to let me do the job because she was worried about, hey, what does it look like, nini. But then a teacher who was the patron of the drama club saw my play, the play that I had. It was Amunga's play. And he was like, this is really nice. And then what I had written too, I was like, no, this is mine. He's like, this is yours. Hey. And then I was shopping another school.
You are writing plays at 18 years old. Yes. You're still from high school, man.
Yeah, I wrote in high school. Because in high school, I was doing it like crazy. Drama, it took my energy. Like that's all I did.
Where did you find all this? Where did you find all this? Okay, we're gonna come back to where you find all this. Yes. So finish off the story of your teacher, the guy seeing you.
Yeah. So this guy sees the things, the stuff I have, and he's like, this is really good. We've been looking for this. And me, I'm like, she doesn't want. And I understand, she's like conflict of interest. It looks bad. And he says, no, I'll do it myself. She goes and talks to my mother.
Yeah.
And my mother agrees. Because now I was already talking to another school, his rivals.
Oh, yeah.
He'll be like, hi, they will kick us, bro. So he's like, no. So we kept it and I did it. So when I was teaching, I knew, like, all eyes on you, man. Like, I don't even think, okay, I wouldn't even say I was that moral. Like, what was happening was I was aware of all the eyes that are on me constantly.
Yeah.
Remember, I've been used to it a lot. Like, wewe kijana hapa unafanya, wewe kijana mwalimu unafanya, madam atafurahi kweli. Those things just got to me.
Yeah.
So I was aware that people were watching in a lot of ways. So nili steer clear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Regretfully. I'm just kidding.
I was hanging out with some guy here recently.
Yeah.
A couple of months ago, actually, and we were having a chat about his high school experience. So he was in a mixed secondary school, and the principal used to give him his car, the principal's car. So the guy would drive the Pajero up to the girls' compound and around. And so I asked him, did the girls ever become interested in you because you're driving around the principal's Pajero? And he told me that the ones I was interested in were not interested in me. The ones interested in me were the ones who I had nothing, zero interest in them.
Yeah.
So I'm only imagining if, you probably had a similar experience in this case. But respectfully, though, you were I think you were cut from a different cloth, even if you're regretting it now.
Yeah, it's a joke. I'm not regretting it, I say. I'm just saying I could have had some fun, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then also, remember now at this point, I'm very aware of even the law. I'm now already 18.
Yeah.
Most of them would be 18, 17. So already, for me, I knew I was a grown-up. I didn't know, like, where you think...
You don't want to look at them that way.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. Because it's like, you can wait a year, but a year is a long time.
At that age, of course.
Yes, and it's illegal to mess with younger people, even though they are your peers. So the 18-year-olds, like from 4, whatever, it was like, it would be nice, but I have a job to do.
Yeah.
So I can't do that. So it would be like, hey, so try and link up later. But I was also in love with another girl who was nearby. So it was fine. I was kind of occupied in that way. Yeah. But there was crashes, there were eyes. You were like, hey, uliangalia hapa na pale. You threw your eyes around. Yeah.
I'm gonna give you credit, man, because I think that is something nice.
Yeah. To
have in at that age, because I have seen folks who are older who've been given the responsibility of taking care of high school kids. Like I recently had a story in Alliance High School, very sad story, where there was a teacher who was doing stuff to them, man. Guy. That was dark. Yeah. Very dark. And I think when you have that responsibility, man, people hold you in a very high regard. Parents have trusted you with their kids. Kids have trusted you with themselves. Their young mind, it's moldable. Yes. And I think that is wrong if things take that direction. Yeah,
regardless. And I know that guy the way you're talking about, and that guy started when he was young, where it was almost like, I don't remember the age for. Oh no, he had already graduated.
Yeah, when he was like in his early 20s.
Early 20s, where he could kind of get away with it. Like it looked like, especially in the 90s.
Yeah,
it was a fine window,
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, our grandmothers were probably married when they were still young teenagers to guys who were in their 20s.
Exactly. Yeah. So it was almost fair game. If only did the once and then went with her. But then he made it just a continuous habit and he just kept doing it. And that.
But the guy denied the thing.
He denied
all
it.
Through.
Yeah, what did he say?
I think he denied anything ever happened.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even think, because I'm not sure if anybody came forward to accuse him, to prosecute him legally, and so he got away with it. I mean, when I think about my daughter, man,
because it's a moral thing, it's not a legal issue. He played on the line too. It's ethical, but he didn't break any laws.
But I mean,
broke the ethics.
It's only because nobody came forward with any evidence. I mean, you don't have any evidence. Really, all you have is my word against.
No, but what he did was he groomed them.
Yeah.
Grooming all the way till they're 18. Even after they graduate is when he went after them.
Oh.
So they crossed the 18 line.
So it wasn't when they were in school?
They were not in school. It was right after school.
Okay.
But he had been grooming them for like years. It's definitely shady stuff, but it's not illegal.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
What is grooming?
Grooming is you have somebody like in your responsibility who's young, a young girl, a young boy, whatever, in your responsibility, under your care.
Yeah.
You take advantage of that trust to use it for shady stuff, like the non-good stuff. It's like they have always looked up to you. They have always revered you. They even fall in love with you, but in a very
twisted way.
It's like in a naive way. Like they're like, they respect you. So then the day now
you turn on the engine.
So grooming is you grooming when he was grooming them when they were young, when they are barely legal. They are not legal yet to even do anything physical with them. But he's doing the psychological banter, the whatever. Once they are 18, they cross a line and are paramia.
Yeah.
So that was very shady because these kids now are not formed, and he's been programming them since they were form 1, form 2, form 3. Wakati huo anakula mwingine mwenye alimalizana na form 4.
Man, you have no
and then they abuse them. So you got it's basically abuse of power. You got that power and then you just use it to get your own selfish whatever interest.
Yeah, man, I think about it and I'm like, man, what would, I don't know, some people would probably even be supporting him right now, which is very strange.
Yeah, because people don't understand, because it's a thin line. And the problem with the law is the law is the law, and it's stubborn. Like an 18-year-old boys and 19-year-old boys are going to jail for dating 17-year-old girls.
Yes.
Yet that is just that's a very fine gap.
Yeah, very small distance.
That's an okay gap. Like honestly, like as long as there's consent and they're doing it correctly, everything. Like in other countries, the age of consent is 16.
16, yes.
Meaning a 17-year-old can consent to it. As long as she has consented, it's fine for this 19-year-old boy or 18-year-old boy to, and barely, nobody's having sex at that age, really. You know what I mean? They're just in love, they're still scared, they're still doing all this, and it's fine.
Yeah.
But now, in this scenario, you have a guy who is waiting for them to cross, like he's doing all the mind. Can I cuss?
Of course.
He's doing all the mind.
Yeah.
The entire time. When the kid is like 15, they're like 16, 17, they're madly in love with him or they supremely respect him. And then they turn 18, boom. The law cannot catch him. But the law will arrest the 18-year-old boy who is 18 years and one day, and the girlfriend is turning 18 next month. They're essentially the same age.
Yeah, sometimes the law is very
it's like that. Yeah. And that's and he played on that line very, 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 very well, I guess.
Man. Yeah. I think we've got to give respect to all those folks who hold themselves in very high regard, respect themselves, respect their students, and, churn out girls or boys who are very respectable in society.
Yeah.
Because I think that's a very great responsibility when you decide that, this is what I'm going to be doing and this is how I'm going to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's go back to high school. You told me something interesting here, man. In high school, you were writing plays. The rest of us in high school were just, writing compositions, man. So your compositions must have been like serious stuff.
My compositions were not great, but because I didn't care about them.
Oh, I see.
So I just did them. But plays, I was watching somebody write. Like, first of all, the guy that I was watching was Amunga. He's known as Amerix.
Amerix, yeah.
He's a very good writer. And then he had this...
Were you in the same vicinity, neighborhood?
He was my drama trainer.
Oh, interesting.
He was also the 23-year-old, 22-year-old who was training us drama when we were like 17, 18. So he came to our school and was teaching us the thing.
Yeah.
It was very, whatever. And so you learn techniques from him. So for me, it wasn't even that I started writing plays in high school. I didn't write it then. What I did was watched how it was done. And I already understood the craft inside out.
Yeah.
Because remember, I was nerding with drama now, with all the disciplines of the KNDF, Kenya National Drama Foundation.
Yeah.
That would be like the choral verse, the drama verse, like the solo verse, narrative, plays. The only thing I didn't do was the dances, the traditional dances, the music ones. But all the other ones, I understood them inside out.
Yeah.
So I just started learning what they were like, what it was about. I understood it. I used to do all the backdrops even from Form 1 because I was a visual painter as well. So I would do the artwork for the backdrops.
The backdrops, yeah.
From Form 1, even before I was cast. Form 2, I think.
Before you were cast?
Yeah, before they cast me on...
cast, okay.
Yeah, cast, yeah. Before I was cast in any of the
as a
plays.
But
I got cast immediately in Form 2. I joined now officially.
Yeah.
And we just did the whole, I did the work of preparing and I learned it. And remember, I was also doing music in primary school. And I also understood those disciplines. So I understood all the rules. I read through the books. So when I finished, I was like, I'll do this work for money after school. Like I was just like, this is what I want to do.
You
a
just
version of this
in.
is what I want to do.
Yeah.
So I'll start figuring it out now. So as soon as high school was done, I was like, I have an idea. I talked to Amu. I was like, hey, can I have this play? And he was like, yeah, but you'll come and do my backdrops. So I was like, yeah, fair game, I'll do it.
So you paid
I paid
with your painting artistry.
My painting.
So you are a good painter as well?
Very good, yes.
Do you still do paintings?
Not as much.
Okay.
But I still do pieces from time to time, yeah.
That would be amazing, man.
Yeah.
I used to call myself up when I was hitting on my girlfriend. I used to tell her that I'm good at painting.
Yeah.
She always tells me, man, she's never seen any of my paintings.
You used it for Luga.
Maybe I'm gonna grab one of your paintings and I'm gonna tell her, this was mine from back in the day.
No big deal. I did it. Yeah, I did a lot of that. A lot of that. In fact, I thought I was going to be a visual artist. Like, that's what I thought my life was going to end up in.
Yeah.
I didn't think the performance thing was going to... Because it felt like I was doing the performance for fun, for the most part.
This is very interesting because
yeah.
when you're in high school, I mean, at least for me, when I'm in high school, and even when I think about kids in high school, most of them are not thinking about going into the visual arts space or anything like that.
Yeah.
They are thinking about becoming lawyers and accountants and stuff like that. And yet, what gave you this space or leeway to even fathom the fact that you could become a visual artist and make money out of that?
I think it's half of it is defiance, because remember, nobody around me said this is a viable career path to take. Nobody said it was. Like, nobody agreed with it. Nobody's encouraged me to continue doing it. So a portion of it is defiance of like, I can do it. Why not? Why not? Like, what do you mean I cannot do it? All I have to do is sell the paintings. So people will say, paintings are so expensive, man. People will not buy them. People, they don't. And I'm like, how much are paintings? So you'd read them in newspapers, how much they were sold for. And I was like, but I can do that.
Yeah.
And all I need is 5,000 shillings. So I'll do it and sell it for 5,000. That was my mathematics. Be like, but who's going to pay? I hadn't thought that far about who's going to pay. But I was like, I knew there was enough people who did it for a living.
Yeah.
So I was like, then I will do that. I mean, and we also had a very good art teacher, Dr. Kisato. She was like, she was encouraging. She seemed to know a lot about this. And she's like, yeah. She used to tell us like the stories of, or tell us of people who would do this for a living.
Yeah.
And that kind of, in my mind, gave me the confidence of this is a thing I can do for a living. Yeah. So I didn't even have these doubts that people are having. It's just their business. Like, I've never been one to be influenced by that per se. Like, what's the safest thing to do? I never.
You always teeter on the edge of.
Always on the edge.
Yeah.
I never do anything that is safe.
And I think even teetering on that edge gives you an advantage because you're able to foresee something that other folks don't see.
Yeah.
And even you get an opportunity to try out your. Can I call them hobbies? If I call them that,
hobbies,
you try out your hobbies and see if they could work as a viable business or a viable career.
Exactly, and it's not even you don't even go set out making them work out as a viable business. You go and do them because you enjoy them.
Yeah, exactly.
You're just obsessed. Like when I was obsessed with drama in high school, it was because the output was so nice. Like I was just loved performing. I loved what it did to people. I loved what I was seeing, and I was doing it. In the process, an opportunity comes up where I'm like, I could do that. I remember when I was in Nakuru County.
Yeah.
In Nakuru district then, I guess. Was a competitive place. Hey, kupita districts ilikuwa ngumu. Like Nakuru was so competitive when it came to music and drama.
Yeah.
Like ukipita districts, bro.
You are good.
Nationals.
Yeah.
Easy. Because then it was 8 provinces then. It was all this. So it was very tight. So I was seeing that and I'm like, damn, I would love to teach here. It's robust, but like there's no one. And then I look at where my mom was teaching. It was in Buret district. I was in Kericho. That's in Kericho, present day Kericho.
Kericho County, yeah.
Kericho County. And I was like, there's barely anyone
doing this there.
Killing there. Like the only school that had dominated was Litain High. Yeah. Even the teacher who used to teach that just passed on. May he rest in peace.
Yeah.
But I knew of him. And I saw that. I was like, he's the only guy. And then I watched the stuff. I'm like, I can top that. Like
and
I
so
saw it in Provis,
in
provincials. Yes.
Yeah.
When we met in Kitale or Eldoret, whatever,
yeah.
I'd see, this is Kitale, this is Liltain, this is from Bomet County district, this is and then you're watching their stuff and you're like,
it is.
I can do better than this.
Yeah, it is mediocre.
And others were good. Like in Bomet, was a bit of competition. There was Dr. Wilson Sosian used to teach in Tenwek High School.
Oh yeah,
they would come with some
I think he's
fire
a senator
stuff.
now or something.
Yeah. They'd come with some fire stuff.
So Sosian used to teach drama too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and
good to know.
Yeah, he was really good. He's the first. I think the first play I ever saw was his, because I also went to school there in primary school.
Okay.
So then I saw that and I was just like, hey, okay, Bomet is a bit, but Litain, Buret, I can do it. And thankfully my mother is there. So, or if not, at least we're staying there nearby.
Yeah.
I'll be able to do something there. So that was my goal. So that became the opportunity. But all along, I didn't realize I was learning the ropes. Me, I would be finding out, like we'd go on a competition and we find out, I see the notes, the adjudicators' notes and what we were disqualified for, not disqualified, docked for marks, up or -5 because of that. I was like, what rule is that? What did we break? And then I looked through the handbook. So all of a sudden, I understood the handbook from start to end. But by just me, I'm just trying to figure out our problems.
Yeah.
Oh, how can we move? Why didn't we go past?
That is too smart, man. I think that is too smart at that point.
I don't think it was too smart. Yeah, you can say that, but I don't think it was. I think it was just a lot of presence. Like, you see the passion of it. For me, again, like, I feel like smart, describing it as smart would make it seem like I was intentionally strategic about what I was doing.
So you're just doing
I'm pursuing a passion.
Okay, I see.
And I'm digging deep without realizing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm not even realizing what I'm absorbing, like the amount of knowledge I'm absorbing, like how valuable it's gonna be down the line. Understanding how to set up a stage, I wasn't realizing what it was doing to me. Like I wasn't saying, I gotta learn this skill, I'm gonna be good at this. No, I did it because I loved it. So I just did more of it.
Yeah.
And the more base rudimentary stuff that I've done, imepita sasa nishafanya hii yote, I start going deeper.
Yeah.
And then you just become a nerd in that way. So I guess it's smart but accidentally smart. Like it wasn't me setting out to figure it out. Yeah. By the time I'm trying to figure it out is when I'm now in Form 4 and I'm like, I could actually do this thing viably, because I remember the place and I was like, they broke so many of these rules that I know already. They messed with this. They didn't reach this threshold for performance, the movements. Like I was critiquing it in a way that I'm like, I can take them on.
Yeah.
And I did. So when I did the school now, the girls' school, we swept the podium. First of all, the first gap year, I did the play, Ramunga. The choral verse and solo and oral narrative didn't go past the districts in Buret. But the next year, I swept the podium with all 4 items. The play, but I took the play the first year, which was a big feat. Second year, I did the play, the choral verse, the oral narrative, and the choral. Zote is a kind of provis.
So you wrote all this?
Yes. And we won the districts in Buret and came to provis.
Man, I think there's something here. This is amazing. I think the multi-talented aspect of you as a playwright, as a songwriter, if I'd call it that, as a poet. I think
polymath.
Man, I think it's amazing.
Yeah, I could do a lot. I can do a lot of disciplines. That's for sure. I know I can do that. Like the enemy is time, but as a polymath, I've known that I could do a lot of things.
Then
heavy skills.
When you go to Canada to pursue something else, nothing related at all to do with all these things that you are extremely good at.
Yeah.
So you spend your two gap years doing what you're really good at.
Yeah.
And then you move to Canada to do something absolutely different.
Now I'm conforming to the world.
Yeah.
Because, like I didn't have a grand plan. So people are like, so what are you going to do now?
What next?
I'm like, I don't know. I'll just keep doing this. They're like, no, you need a degree. You need this. You need to study. I was like, I guess I'm going to need that, because I guess people are being respected for that now. and of course, so my grade, I got a B. Was it a B or a B minus? Which was by the Kibahati.
Or what would you have gotten?
I didn't care for
C?
Probably C. I used to be on C minus without trying. I didn't care. I'm at a D ningepata. I didn't care for school, high school, anything else in high school at all.
Yeah.
But I still managed a B because nilitishwa kidogo nikaambiwa, you have to, life. And I was like, all right.
If you don't pass,
life is going to okay, sawa. But I didn't believe it, but I was like, let me just do it just so you don't say I didn't try. So I studied my final year. I got my first B in Form 4.
Hey.
Yeah, I'd never gone past C or anything.
Yes.
And I used to know all this stuff, but I just felt like, I don't know, man, if they are for me. But there was also an element of I was rebelling because there was a point I didn't want to stay in that school. So I didn't want to study just to punish people. But then at the end, it's like, oh, I'm punishing myself. So let me just do it.
Yeah.
So that if it turns out they're right, I'll not be too badly off. So that's when I did. I studied and then got my grades. And now, but I didn't make the cutoff to get the university for government sponsored.
Yeah.
I would have to do parallel, which you got admission for. But then now conversations zikaanza kufika, hey, na si uende ama uende usome tu kwingine, si huko Canada wanasema unaweza fanya ukisoma ukifanya kazi ujilipie fees.
Yes.
I was like, yeah, that's my stuff. I like that. Yeah, I'll be responsible for myself. Thank God. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Was it an exciting idea that go to Canada?
At first, I didn't want it. At first, no, actually, the first time I wanted to do it, and then my dad was like, no, you're not. I don't take you. Wachana na maneno.
You mentioned, I mean, I've heard you mention somewhere that your uncle sort of hinted.
Yes.
So was your uncle living in Canada this time?
Yeah, he
was.
He
still lives in Canada right now?
Yeah, he's still.
Okay.
Yeah, with his family.
Yeah, so he's kind of like the one who planted this idea in you.
Yes, he planted this idea in me, and I said it, and my dad was like, no, achana nayo. And then my dad changed his mind.
Yeah. After a couple
I think somebody akaambiwa, sasa unajua utakuwa ukilepa parallel, itakuwa hivi nini, na unajua bado uko na wengine kwa shule. And then
he did the math.
Yeah, I think he did the math. So my dad, all of a sudden, he became like an advocate. Sasa lazima apply. Umeapply. Because the first year I applied, I was to go in 2006. And then when he developed Code Fit, I was like, in any case, I have something to do anyways. I'm already doing this. I mean, it's fine. And then my friend also, we were learning how to do retail business. His brother opened a shop that he let us run. He was just trying to make us busy.
Yeah.
In town. So he was trying to make his brother busy, and his brother is my friend. He used to come and support me with the drama, and I'd go to the shop. And then eventually we just started working for him, and then we'd work for each other that way, like that. So I found something. I'm even thinking, I'm learning the skills. I'm like, I can do retail.
My own shop.
My own shop. In a few years, I can make it this. Like I had plans even around that. Like whenever I see something, I was able to extrapolate and see I can do this and then add to this and then do distribution and then do this stuff. Like just see the people who are bigger than us and be like, I can do that. How can we figure out how to do that?
Yeah.
So, and it's for me, I was just enjoying the game. So then I'm like, yeah. So I'm plenty occupied. So if my dad doesn't want me to do it, fine, I'll not do it. Maybe I'll get ready to go to JKUAT or whatever it was. It was JKUAT and then KU eventually. Because I got both admissions. Yeah, and then my dad came back and like another New Zealand. I'm actually fanya tu Canada yako.
Yes.
He'd done the math. Then he pushed. Yes, and then they pushed.
All he needs is an air ticket.
Yeah, I think it's my uncle who spoke to him or something. Convinced him. So now I started applying everything, nikakuwa ready to, nikafanya second gap year, nikaanza kufanya drama tena, nikijuanga naenda sasa.
Yeah.
And then I applied and then I left. So I guess I say my point was I didn't have that plan of saying, I'm going because
you weren't interested, excited, sort of.
No.
Yeah.
It was a thing that just became an opportunity. I guess I can fix this problem that people are sumburing me with.
Let me just go.
I'll go and do it. I'll figure it out. And in that time, I didn't realize how much I was going to learn even by going to Canada per se. For me, I felt like
it became like a great learning opportunity for you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Would you be an advocate for people traveling, seeing the world, and I think sort of changing your worldview? When you travel, you kind of absorb these ideas that are all over across the globe.
Absolutely. Especially when you're young. If you're forming, like go. Like, on the other side, I'm not a big fan of people uprooting their lives and going and saying, I'm unaenda kutafuta bahati Canada, like
when they're older,
especially, like you have a career that you have so much value you can create, but you want to go like it in a new manga, when you meet the doctors, driving cabs or doing other jobs, like low skill job, it's like it used to. That's part of the reason actually I didn't try and stay too, but that's another story. I'm an advocate for people traveling. Go, man, go for vacation. Like some friends, when sometimes they want to immigrate, I'm like, why don't you take a leave of absence and just go visit those countries?
Go
see it for yourself.
See how people live. Go live with your relative or your brother or your sister.
So you'll understand that it's not all that or whatever. Like do it. But I wouldn't say move.
Because Hollywood paints a very different picture of what the West is like.
Yes.
I traveled to Germany sometime, and I was in the city of Berlin, and I was staying in this Airbnb. I forgot the name of the neighborhood, man.
Yeah.
It wasn't pleasing to me at all. It's not the Berlin that I see in German movies.
I know, yeah.
German movies that I see. I had the opportunity of traveling to France too. I was actually not traveling to France. I was traveling through Paris, the airport, Charles de Gaulle. And I think I had a long layover. So I decided, you know what, since I have a long layover, I'm going to go take a trip around the city.
Yeah.
Man, I was so disappointed in what I was seeing. And I think
I know.
even fans who are watching this would probably say that, folks who are watching this can also say that, all these big cities, New York, LA, man, they have their clean side that you see.
Yes, that's for tourists. The tourists.
And then there's sides that we are never shown.
Where real life happens.
Yeah. The same way in Nairobi, you can see these wonderful pictures, which are never shared. In Nairobi, that you probably share, the darker side, the underbelly, the soft underbelly of Nairobi. Yeah. But I think that traveling, I also do advocate for that traveling.
So important. I think it's so important. It's so good. It opens up your worldview, not just your worldview, even your own. Like, it makes you understand the artificiality of our limitations, some of them. A lot of the limitations we have are very artificial in the sense that, of course, there is, but like they cannot be permanent. Like your state of mind is dictated by what you know.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times, if you haven't traveled, you don't know a lot. So you get agitated. Like you think you're poor, but you're not sometimes. Like it's just you're broke. You know what I mean? Yeah. You're not poor, you're broke. You have a lot more than what the people you think you admire have.
If someone is doing a normal job right now,
Yeah.
a normal job earning, let's say, 70,000 shillings,
Yeah.
100,000 shillings probably.
Yeah.
Let's even take it lower. Let's take it to 50,000 shillings.
Yeah.
Do you think they could travel anywhere in the globe?
Now that's a problem. I don't think you can afford to. But at the very least, even neighboring countries, even though we are very similar, but just that idea of seeing differently, like not getting out of your routine can really help. Because with 50, the problem is, as Kenyans, you could probably, I don't know if you could save up with 50 and make somewhere, but you might have means of living. But in my estimation, it's so hard to get those visas, for example. Like they will not give you a visa.
But there are countries that can give you. I mean, there's Dubai or I don't know.
Cyprus,
go
see
maybe.
them. Go see them. You know what I mean? Like if you're making an income like that and you can save enough to go see those places.
Well, I think Dubai with 50,000, well, with 100,000 shillings, I think you could travel to Dubai for 3 days and come back.
You'd come back, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the thing is, you have to do it so many times, enough times for any mold to be broken that you have.
Yeah.
Right? But that's also why consuming stories is important, like, especially now more real stories, not reality, but real stories. Like, I would say people should watch podcasts of people doing it in Barbados, in America, because you understand more real life.
Yeah.
Than curated life.
Yeah, like movies and stuff.
Yeah, movies is curated.
Written perfectly by guys like that.
Yes, we make this world amazing. Same thing for, what is the word I'm looking for? Same thing even for reality shows nowadays.
They're very
curated.
Yeah.
But you just see real people doing it, like that's what TikTok is doing. It makes
opens the world to you in a different from a different perspective. I was hanging out with a guy this morning and I said, the world is your oyster. You want to open this oyster and see it. And see it. Yeah. And sometimes it's not even about traveling to to those first world countries, they call them that, but even like you said, neighboring countries.
Yeah.
But I also say Eastern countries, I think, kind of like Thailand, Malaysia.
Yeah.
I think those are it's possible to travel to countries like those.
Yeah, it's very possible to travel and actually understand, like, their lives are so, like, you'll be able to see, even seeing yourself in them sometimes is enough.
Mm-hmm.
Not thinking it's only you who deals with these problems.
Yeah.
As a country, we also have this thing where there was a time where we thought we have a monopoly of poverty.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's like you think the problems are only yours alone, but you see other people, all of a sudden you understand what it takes to fix them. Yeah, like, you start seeing it because now you're seeing somebody in your similar situation and ways you can help them, like, overcome it. Yeah, like, I feel like if people did travel more or even meet other people, bro, even meeting other people, you notice, you know, that guy in the village or in the slums who is always the one welcoming wazungus, or the one always nini wageni.
Yeah.
They're the ones who,
their head up, the minds open
mind opens
wider.
up very fast because culture is a program.
Yeah.
Like routine and traditions are a program.
Yeah.
Programming language that can keep you in the same rut for so long. In a not very, progressive or productive way, so to speak. So meeting other people, traveling is so important because it does help with a lot of problem solving, honestly. Yeah.
When you travel to North America, for instance, as a playwright, I want to imagine you came across plays. So I've gone to a play, Harry Potter. I think I forget the name of the play, but it's a story that. Are you a Harry Potter fan?
No, not really. No.
So Harry Potter fans over here would probably tell you. So the story of this kid who was...
I know the story.
You know the story, great. Yeah. So after the story, so Harry and Ginny get married. And then eventually they give birth to a kid who's like Harry Jr. I think there's a name for him, I forget. I think they call him something like Severus something, after Snape and after Dumbledore. So they call him Severus Dumbledore, something like that. Yeah. So the kid goes back to Hogwarts and eventually gets picked by the Heart. The Heart selects him to go to Slytherin. The house goes to House Slytherin. Yeah. But the interesting thing is, I sat down in a play to watch this play, man. It was so real. Yeah. There's these things they call Death Eaters. I think Death Eaters were people who were aligned to Voldemort. And then there was these things that were sucking out life out of you. I forgot what they were called, man. They were so real. We would see them hovering over the studio or whatever what do you call the play theater, the theater.
Yeah, the theater.
So they're hovering over us. And at some point, Dumbledore walked right past me. So I was seated right at the edge. And Dumbledore walks right past me. Man, the guy looks scary and he's so real. The makeup on him looks so real. Man, they turned his nose into like slits of a snake.
Yes.
The eyes are like the eyes of a snake. They're glowing and stuff. Man, it looked so real. But going over beyond that, in the stage itself, they were turning it around, like when a train was passing by, and they were turning around the staircase, and the staircase are moving all over the place. So it was so amazing. I felt like I was there. Now, when you travel off and you see that, and you come back home, so Dad comes back home, and there's experience of the place that we have here, or when you're drawing the backdrops and stuff like that. So how do you think we can be able to bring that to our local market, where we have all these mechanized stages, where we have makeup that is so realistic, and stuff like that? How do you think we can make that possible?
I think it can be made possible, and I think it's happening already, kind of, in a lot of ways. There's a lot of good productions that are happening right now in Kenya that just like they are hitting that world stage standard. Yeah. What used to happen for a long time that it wasn't there when I was active in the theater scene was that there was no acceptance locally in terms of consumption. Yeah. Even right now, there's really not a full... The real acceptance started happening in Kenya when Kenyan directors and them would start bastardizing popular productions. Not bastardizing, but like localizing it. Yes. So especially the comedies would be made with local references, with like that created a big acceptance. Now the big boys who are doing it are now they will be able to start giving us those levels of productions. But of course also our spaces, the creative spaces, we don't have a lot of them. Yeah. But they're coming up. The infrastructure, at least for theater, we have some infrastructure, not a lot, but some that is good enough to be like, okay, we have a main stage. I mean, Kent is a nice stage. There's Jane Bavan. Which other ones am I thinking? Even Braeburn is quite.
Yeah. I've seen things happening there. I think Kron Production does their stuff.
The Kron Production guys, those guys. See, those guys now have even mastered the way how to do like adaptations, local adaptations of existing productions, and they do it so well that is. So in a way, we are close. Yeah, we are there. Like Don't
you think that is amazing? Because when I see that happening, I am so amazed and so jazzed. I'm probably gonna be hanging out with the Kron guys on the 10th, the night of the 10th, and I think it is amazing just to see how they're doing their stuff.
Yeah, you know, like they are so funny. Those guys are so funny, and they just figured it out. Like, but it wasn't overnight. These guys have been doing this for a minute. Yeah, because they were underhands, like what is it called? Under studies for other productions before, and then they did. I think I met them when they used to do Heartstrings. Yeah,
I think many of them used to be in Heartstrings.
They used to be in Heartstrings, and they used to give us stage time. We didn't have stage time for comedy.
So they used to give you opportunities over there. Yeah, you and Kisiangani. Kisiangani is gonna be here next week, by the way.
Oh yeah. It's good guy to have. Yeah. Me and Kisiangani would go. We'd switch, so they'd have 2 breaks or something. Yeah, they'd give us a minute each. Especially Kisiangani did a lot of that. He goes on stage, as soon as they are doing the changeover, light is on you. Yeah. They do the changeover in the dark, you perform your one joke. As soon as you get one laugh, anazimata.
Back to the play.
Yeah. But it was so nice for us because we needed that.
That was the opportunity for you to do this.
To understand what we were doing.
So tell me how you switched then from, you go to school to study something totally different from your interest here, you're being a playwright. Yeah. And then you switch around and you find your comic side. How does that happen?
So now how this happens was, even when I was doing plays here, I always found myself doing funny. Okay. I was always the guy who was funny. In my class, I was the guy who was doing jokes, writing, drawing cartoons of people, making fun of
Mchongwano.
Like I was doing real routines on classmates. Yeah. Extrapolating, escalating their whatever I'm making fun of, created characters in the classroom. So whenever I'd go up, I would just.
So you're doing like the roast of the class prefect. Yes. Today we're doing the roast of the class prefect.
Yes, it would just start like that. Yeah, I'm
and
just
people
sitting
would be laughing. Nobody would feel demeaned.
They were laughing. There are some guys who took it wrong for a bit. Yeah, but I was so cool with them. I didn't understand. I was just like, I'm just being me. I really like I was making fun of the people I used to like the most. But some didn't get it. But one of the things I did was like doing that now, doing the cartoons of guys in class, being the funny guy in scenes, doing the the hilarious. I was the hilarious guy. When I went to Canada, it became a thing where I'm now in school. I'm just doing my whatever. I'm studying. I'm doing okay with my studies.
You're studying to become a businessman. An entrepreneur.
Marketing, not even entrepreneur. At that point, I was like, I'm doing marketing, so I'm gonna work in an agency probably. I don't know. I don't know
selling
where
stuff.
This ends up in. So in my thing, I'm just thinking, I'll be writing copy. I thought Mad Men was out around that time too. I thought, I'm gonna be an ad man. I'll be doing ads and stuff like that. And I understood that world. I learned how it functions. I was curious enough to try and understand how everything would work. And in that curiosity, I saw this is how it works. And I was like, I don't think I can do that. I don't think that's my thing.
That's not me.
Yeah, but now I'm in my 2nd or 3rd year, Yeah. I'm just like, damn, what? Kwanza. So now I start having this sort of a crisis. And then one time, I'm looking at my, and I've been watching Comedy Central, comedy now, specials, and I'm watching these comedians doing their thing. Yeah. And in my mind, I started thinking, it's good performance. It's very conversational, very nice, very fun. Oh, that's nice. That's funny. That's funny. Oh, more funny. And I loved it because I'm like, that's what I'm used, like not used to, but I am about that. I'm about that life. I'm making people laugh. It's great. Like I've always known it.
And this is in your 3rd year, 4th year, you're watching comedy and
you're
so
laughing. I've been watching throughout. It became a thing where I'm like, eventually I started loving stand-up more while watching because they have specials always airing.
When you land in Canada,
I've never seen stand-up.
You've never stand up before?
No. Never.
And there's something you mentioned here earlier, that your parents, or someone had mentioned to your parents, the kid will go to Canada, they will work, and they will go to school.
Yeah.
So what sort of jobs are you doing as you are studying in school? Because my imagination initially was that you started comedy immediately, and that's how you were able to pay your school fees.
No, I didn't. Bro, at the comedy, I didn't get lip at that time. Mm-hmm. Comedy took a while to pay. What I was doing in school, I got very lucky. Mm-hmm. I applied for this job to be a caretaker in campus.
Yeah, what do you call them? The superintendents?
Yeah,
dome superintendent something?
No, dome superintendent. I was cleaning the facilities.
Oh, in general. I see.
And they used to have this temporary position for students. Mm-hmm. They'd advertise them every now and then because they need someone for part-time. Yeah. So they figured the best approach is to have a student to do this. Mm-hmm. And it was great. So they advertised it the first time. And I've joined the cross-country team.
Yeah.
So they asked me, and do you have references? Yeah, references. One of them was my coach. Mm-hmm. The coach is like, yeah, the season is active right now, so I didn't get the job.
Oh. So the coach basically screwed you.
Yeah. So next thing happens, I went to look for the HR because I really needed the job. Mm-hmm. But of course, my first year was already paid for. Yeah. So I didn't have immediate pressure. But I want to look for, how comes I didn't get the
position?
You did very good in your interview, because now he had been taught how to do job hunting. So
yes.
I was
knew you were
implementing that.
Yes.
So I was like, I would like to get feedback so that for my next interviews elsewhere, I could use it.
I know how to do it.
And they're like, so basically, we really, your interview did well. No, because I put them on the spot now. Mm-hmm. You did really well at the interview, but unfortunately, it's your active season and you're a student athlete. Mm-hmm. We cannot allow work to interfere with your program.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Thank you so much. It's active season.
Now I know.
As soon as season ends,
yes,
November, I don't know if it was November 28th, mm-hmm. I noticed the job has been advertised again. Yes. Another opening, another student quit or whatever. Yeah. Whoever got my job did it for a week and quit. Mm-hmm. I went back and I said, hey, I've applied again. Now the season is over. Yes. They called me for an interview. I'm like, the season is over. We don't have it. So no encumbrance, no problem. Mm-hmm. All right. Any other question? No questions anymore. Nobody. Okay. Monday, I get a phone call. I got the job. Mm-hmm. I start. So I was a caretaker, washing washrooms, hallways, and classrooms, and some offices. Some in the trade section.
It's not a hard job, I would imagine. It's because
for physical job, but it's
when you think about Canada, space don't become dusty or muddy.
No, they don't. Even the washrooms were clean as hell. I'm like, these are the worst washrooms. Like, nice. Yeah.
Funny thing, I've never brushed my shoes ever.
In Canada, right?
Yeah.
Dude, that's a Kenyan thing. Like, I remember being there looking for shoe shiners and then shoe polish is not there. Yeah. And then my shoes are never getting dirty. Though I used to ride the bike, so during winter, my shoes would get a bit dirty. My first and second year, thereabouts. But then after that, I never used to, me neither. Like, my shoes were never getting dirty.
So you were able to maintain this job all along?
Till I graduated.
Beautiful.
And it was a 6-month contract. They just renew
it. Yeah.
Renew for me.
And the thing about an encumbrance from your school year or from the season.
Because even the second year I went back to cross country and now I had my schedule all figured out.
So you are a great cross country runner.
Yeah. Okay. I was a cross country runner. But the second year I was part of I went to the nationals. So crazy.
First year I did nationals?
Yeah, from provincials to the nationals. Yeah. So was it ACSC? No, CCAC or something like that. Because it was Alberta. So we were the Alberta champions.
Yes.
And I was part of the Alberta team representing Alberta in the nationals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And where were the nationals held?
Do you remember? Kingston, Ontario.
Yeah.
We did Kingston.
The city of Kingston. Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful city.
Yeah. By the ocean.
By the Lake Ontario.
Yeah. And so I went to that one. No, it's not Lake Ontario. Lake Ontario is in the States, no?
It's so Lake Ontario extends all the way through Kingston.
Okay.
So they have what they call 1,000 islands over there because it St. Lawrence River, I think is what it's called, empties water from Lake Ontario to the Atlantic. Right. And so it's over there. It's right there.
Makes sense. Yeah. So that's where we went for the nationals. So now I'm part of the team. And then after that I quit cross country. But I kept the job. And it was a 6-month contract. They just renew every 6 months because I do my job. Like, you need extra hour. Like, they need an extra. There's a short-handed. I'll be like, I'll do it.
Yeah.
And I just made sure not to mess with my hours, like to go over. Back then, we had a limit of 20 hours.
20 hours a week, yes.
So my job
Even
was
right now, it's still the same.
Still 20, right? But back then, you needed a work permit to work off campus.
Oh.
Like right by the time you went,
right
you didn't
now,
need it.
you didn't need a work
just
permit.
20 hours, right? For us, you needed a work permit off campus.
Separate from your study permit.
Yeah. You needed a work permit.
And you'd only apply for it when you are in
Canada.
Was it tied to the employer or
no?
Okay.
No,
so any employer.
Open for any especially for students. For students with the 20-hour limit, it was not tied to any employer. And so then I didn't need to get that, but I got it anyways, so that I can get other jobs during the summer. So during the summer, not only would they give me full time, like my supervisor was so good, like it was just like they liked my work, so I don't know, they were like, this kid, give him this joker. They liked me, so they'd give me just more hours during the summer. Because in the summer I'd try and be like, can I now go and wash at the residences, the student residences, because it's full time, that one.
Yeah.
And then I do my reference of my boss, and he'd be like, no, you're not going. And then he'll just keep me, but give me more hours to give me. I'm like, that's even better, because now I make more money.
Yeah.
Because the other one was entry level. But this one I was just making more money, and they were just increasing my salary every, like my hourly rate. I think I started at $12.97. By the time I left, I think they was paying me $18 an hour or something like that.
Yeah. And I think that was a lot of money back
then. That was a lot of money. Yeah. Bro, my fellow students were making $9 elsewhere. So at the college, I was balling, but I was only doing 4 hours.
Yeah.
4 hours a day. So like 20 hours a week.
20 hours a week.
Yeah. But sometimes they'll just be like, it's a long weekend. Just give me an extra. Give me 30 hours.
Yeah.
And be like, all right, week. That don't tell nobody. So I just write it off. We figured it out.
Yeah.
But it was never like nobody checks. So we didn't abuse it, but we didn't also go over. Then in the summer, they'll just make me work full time. And I got another job. I got another job at Home Depot. And where else? So I had 2 jobs I'd be working.
Home Depot, you'd be working, the aisles doing like the lumber, or the...
I did, what is it called? Fulfillment. So filling up the shelves.
Yes.
So my shift would be like from 5 a.m. till around, was it 1? Yeah, 1 or 2
p.m.
Yeah, 1 p.m. And then from 1 p.m. Or 2, whenever, lunch.
You're cleaning.
I'm rushing for 3 o'clock to start at the college from 3 to 11 p.m.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And
you were making good money.
I was spending a lot of it too, because I ended up now eating out. I can't cook. I don't have time to cook.
Yeah.
And just being a young
Something
guy.
has got to give.
Something's got to give.
Yeah.
Something give. But the beauty of that was I was able to save for my school fees.
Yeah.
So stuff for my black taxes. I was able to do that.
Of course, you got to do that.
Yeah. But so it became a thing. So...
And so on the side, you're watching comedy.
I'm watching comedy.
Comedy Central is interesting.
Yes.
Just for Laughs, I think, was
Just
something.
For Laughs.
Yeah.
And Comedy Now, which was Comedy CTV. I think CTV, yeah.
Yeah.
The Comedy Network.
Yeah. I never saw it. Yeah.
There was a Comedy Network. I don't know if it's still there.
Yeah, probably is. I mean, we don't
watch TV anymore.
People don't watch TV anymore, which is kind of unfortunate.
Yeah.
I mean, I have folks who have IPTV, which has like all the networks, but the time, and I think we are more open to watching something, let's say, like a special on Netflix or even YouTube, as opposed to...
Yeah. Back then, specials used to be carried by network TV. Cable network. Like, it will be on CTV and Comedy Central. And CBC.
Yeah.
CBC would have specials as well, sometimes of the year. So then, that meant I'm watching and I'm like...
I could do this.
But... you know what I could do? I could script it and make it look like I'm doing it in the moment, like they're doing.
So, what makes this type of stand-up comedy different from what Ridiculous and those folks were doing when you were here? Because I think by the time you're leaving, those guys were already doing something.
Yeah, Ridiculous is not stand-up; it's sketch comedy.
Okay.
Sketch comedy meaning you're playing characters in a scenario.
Yeah. They never did any stand-up.
They did. Red Corner.
Okay.
That's where we saw Churchill. And Churchill was doing straight stand-up.
Yeah, so that's what I meant.
Yes. And he was doing stand-up, but he was also still a character.
Yeah.
He was not Daniel Ndambuki. He was Churchill. And he used to have a Luo accent. That's what Churchill
started. By the way, yes, I remember.
My friend, my name is Churchill, and I am the professor of... That's how the Churchill came.
And the guy was so... thin.
He was skinny, and he was funny.
Let me tell my producer something. If you can find a picture of Churchill during those days, man, put him up and let's have a laugh.
Yeah.
That was something back in the day, yeah.
So Churchill was doing the thing, but it was really, I think Churchill even, I normally say the Churchill era transitioned us from predominantly sketch to stand-up by doing the characters as stand-ups.
Yeah.
So him, the Churchill character, I think it was a teacher or something, was Churchill, I am this person, but really I'm Daniel Dambuki. It would be funny. And so he's doing this character as a teacher and as a Luo teacher, and we are familiar with the character as Kenyans.
Yeah.
And even the exaggeration of the character gives it enough confidence for us to be like, all right, it's not just somebody talking, right?
It's you laugh because of the familiarity.
Yes, the recognition. Yeah. And it became a thing that graduated us to it. So I had already seen Churchill a bit, and I still didn't understand it. But in my mind, I thought they were doing that stuff impromptu. Like improv is like they just came up with it right now. That Churchill guy is just coming to talk
right now.
But these thoughts, he didn't come up with it. Safaricom, the better option, he had a good bit of how to katia a chick, and he was doing it in the accent. And it was like, and then I remember it was, how the bit used to end. It was like, and you will live wallowing in the miasma of your charisma. It was such a legendary bit. I wish Churchill would still do it.
Yeah.
But I remember seeing it on TV, and it was so funny the way he made it, because I'm the better option. Now it became internet jokes a few years down the line, but Churchill is the first one who used company logos, like company taglines, to katia a chick. That was the premise.
Yes.
Sijui, because Safaricom, I'm the better option. Sijui nani nini, Airtel connecting. It was, he played with, and it was so good.
Yeah.
So that's what I knew. And in my mind, he came up with it there and then.
Yeah, you were like, man, this guy must be very funny or very knowledgeable.
Yes. Yeah. But then you leave, and then you realize, uko, I'm looking in that mindset. For me, it's like, I'm now watching people who are doing it as themselves. Yeah, by the way, Churchill should do stand-up as Daniel. He's funny as hell, as a person. Like, he's really funny.
Like he does on radio.
Yeah, almost like on radio. But now I'm saying, because on radio is Mwalimu Kengangi, it's a different character.
It's actually a different character.
It's still not done.
Yeah.
But he's so funny. But like, so, especially the adult stuff.
I've never had him make any adult jokes.
He doesn't do it publicly. You just hang out with, if you meet him in person, he does that in person. Yeah. But like offline, no. So now I'm watching these people who are doing it as themselves. Even the name is the name. Introducing themselves. I'm Doug Mutai, I'm Joab. Like it's him. And then he's just giving us his life experiences. And the punchlines are hitting. And I'm like, man, I wish I could do that. I want to do it. But then I felt like a fraud if I scripted it. Because I was like, I'll script it and make it look like spontaneous.
Yeah.
And I felt like, that would be such a fraud. And then, in the process of just watching this, I watched, and then I don't know if it was Russell Peters. I watched a bit on the Comedy Now, and it wasn't Russell. It wasn't Russell. And then I watched it on YouTube.
A couple of days later, and it's the same thing.
Same bit, different
places.
Output, different place. I was like,
this guy crammed this thing.
Wait, you can prepare. Oh my God.
The realization dawned on you like that.
I can do that. Then I can do it. I will do it. Because even in the thought, when I thought people were improving, I was still just gathering courage to do it.
Yeah.
But the risk is too high because of the preparation. That seems like there's no preparation. So the risk is too high. I'm too afraid. But the moment I realized there's preparation and it's allowed and it's fair game.
Yeah. Like, damn.
I was like,
let's do it.
Damn. Next thing I know, in 6 months, I was Googling places to do it. I found a place. I went. It was a competition. It was meant for guys who had been doing it for a year or two or three.
You are fresh.
Fresh. Day one. First show ever. They gave me 10 minutes. They told me I prepared my 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I showed up and I chapped the show. And I did okay. It was fine. It wasn't the best, but it was not the worst either. My closer didn't work.
Yeah.
But it was good, and I was hooked.
You're like, this is it.
This is it. Now I was just writing nonstop every day. I'm just writing after that. Like, just...
to give credit to writing, I normally tell jokes to my students. And I used to make fun of this when I was in uni in I went to JKUAT for my undergrad. There was this professor called Nderu. Nderu had this joke about his life in Japan. He went to school in Japan. And he used to tell, so he told us a joke in class how Japanese folk made fun of him, and they would call him something like hee, which apparently translates to baboon or some monkey or something like that. And the way he said it was funny, and we laughed in my class. So he goes to I was in mechatronics, so he goes to the electrical engineering class. He was teaching the same course. And so in the electrical engineering class, he tells them the same joke. So my friend Churchill comes, I had a friend called Churchill. So Churchill comes to tell me, man, this guy is so funny. You know what he told us? So he narrates the story to me. I'm like, the guy told us the same thing. So now when I became the Nderu of my time, I do the same thing, man. I have these jokes written into my lecture notes.
And then and then they'll be like, last semester, we heard that last semester.
Now I hope that I don't. So there's this 2 classes that I teach that I think have similar students. So those have thrown me off balance nowadays, kidogo.
Because they don't laugh as hard because they've heard it.
Yeah, I think they've had it. So now I have to make jokes for every different class. But my jokes are plagiarized, man. I pick jokes and then just change them a little bit and try to personalize them.
You mean like reverse engineer them, maybe?
Yeah, sort of.
So I don't think that's plagiarization, but
yeah, I mean, I couldn't plagiarize word on word because, man, you would find someone has had the joke somewhere else, and man, they'd call me a fraud. So I don't want to be brand like that.
Even when we were starting out, I noticed something later. When you're starting out, you find yourself doing jokes that your idols do, like in the style of your idols. Where you just, when you look deeper, you just reverse engineered it.
Was Russell your idol? Would you say?
Russell was one of them, yes. Russell Peters. I watched definitely, yes, Russell Peters, because he was the first one to do what he was doing.
Yeah.
You know, like after a while, there was so many other Russell Peterses, but Russell was the original Russell.
Yeah.
People were doing his stuff later, and when he came to do it, he looked hacky. Like it was like, but it was like his stuff. He's the one who like opened that door. And then there was, of course, Derek Edwards, who was a Canadian comedian. Who else did I forget? Even Stuart Francis. The people were doing one-liners too.
Yeah.
There was a few people who kind of influenced when I was starting out. Especially Jimmy Carr. Oh my God.
Jimmy Carr.
Man. If he were to be cancelled, I would have been cancelled because what I was doing was just kind of writing, and I'm not his stuff, aping his style.
Yeah.
He was doing a lot of like the shock, but at this point I already know it's taboo. You cannot use somebody else's joke. You cannot reuse. You cannot plagiarize. It's not allowed. There's no copying. There's no borrowing in stand-up. It's not allowed. Parallel thought forgiven.
Yeah.
But as soon as you discover, you have to cede. You know.
Yeah.
So I was doing all this shock stuff that was just like, damn. Like there were phases where I just discovered Jimmy Carr, and now the next thing I'm doing is shock Jimmy Carr stuff. Like, I just discovered Stuart Francis. I'm doing his style. Who else I discovered? Like even Bernie Mac. Like all these people you're discovering, and then you're just doing their style after that. You know, Chris Rock, or the repeating of setups. The Chris Rock. It's crazy. It's like, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. You know, this. This, you got to get your woman. You got to get, like, I was just doing that thing. Like I tried everything. The one that I had never seen, which is weird because I was watching his sitcom, was Seinfeld, but I'd never seen his stand-up for a long time. Long into when I was doing stand-up. Baka, there was a time I did a bit that he did like 20 years prior or something. Baka, I was called out for it. Yeah, but I wasn't called out. It wasn't like, oh, you joke thief. No, it was this agent who came and told me, you know that bit you're doing, huh? Seinfeld has done it. Leave it alone.
But had you taken it from him though?
No,
it was your own thing. It was
parallel
similar
thought.
to it. Okay, I see.
It was the one about, actually, it's just the idea about chopsticks. It's like the Chinese will be mind blown when they discover forks or something around those lines. You know. But Seinfeld had an extra thing of, I don't know, using pool cues to do stuff. Instead of, because they look like chopsticks.
Yes.
So he told me, and I just did I just brushed on the surface about the chopsticks vis-a-vis forks, and they told me, it's been done. So I abandoned it. I didn't insist. Yeah, so we became, I learned, Nika learn.
Yeah. So when you are doing all this, what is happening in the back of your mind? Are you still happy with your I'm becoming a businessman or whatever, or are you changing your mind now, slowly skewing yourself towards wanting to go into comedy?
As soon as I did stand-up, I decided this is what I'm going to do.
Had you come across Chappelle? Are you a Chappelle fan at all?
Yeah, I am. Okay. But at that point, I had come across him. I came across him. And back then, by the way, Chappelle, a lot of black struggle, I didn't understand it. The same way I didn't understand hip-hop. Yeah. I didn't relate to a lot of the stuff. Yeah. So it took me a while to understand it. Like, living in Canada longer is when I understood it. But prior, just coming straight from Kenya to the Canada, I was just still like, yeah, okay. Yeah. You don't realize how brilliant what he's done is because you don't even understand the context.
Yes.
You see,
which is what we're talking about, traveling and exposing yourself to. I mean, now maybe there's TikTok and stuff that can expose you to this struggle, but then there was nothing, man.
There was no such thing.
Tell you.
Yeah. So like I discovered him. So because Chris Rock was theatrical, I understood him immediately. His style is very energetic, very theatrical. I understood him. The Def Jam, oh my God, Def Jam, I had all the DVDs. Yeah. And then even that's when I saw all these people, Gilson Lubin, like even a Canadian that I knew, right? And I seen them on Def Jam. You're seeing now Chris Rock, all the people that you see there. Yeah. Even Dave Chappelle was on there. But Chris Rock was the one that I understood because of his style of like performing. But then the rest, I started understanding them gradually, Really? So yeah, I see it. I saw Dave Chappelle, and by then he had gone for his break, by the way. So he was no longer active. Yeah. By the time I'm even discovering him. Yeah. Well, I discovered Dave Chappelle. If you are curious, I told him to pursue his passion. No. Yeah. So so by the time I was discovering his work, he was already gone for that break, and then you start learning about all that.
There's a recent guy who entertains me a lot. His name, I don't know if his stage name is Fluffy. Fluffy?
Gabriel Iglesias.
Yeah, Gabriel Iglesias, man. Yeah. Fluffy is the
big guy.
Does it go with Fluffy, or Fluffy is a character?
Fluffy is him.
Okay.
He calls himself, I'm not fat, I'm fluffy.
Okay. Yeah, man. The guy is so funny, man. I think I've seen a bunch of his shows.
Yeah, man, Gabriel Iglesias. Like I've known Gabriel for I think I discovered him. I found
the discoverer of comedians is really right.
I discovered Gabriel Iglesias. No, I found his stuff. I think he was one of the early guys I discovered. I think I saw him in his Comedy Now special, not Comedy Now, Comedy Central special.
There's another guy, Mo Emma. Mo Emma is
Mo
Emma is a great guy too. I've also seen he has could you call it a skit, like a series out.
He's got a series, the one for the border, the one is he's Palestinian, right?
Yeah, he's Palestinian. I think he was a refugee in America. He didn't have papers. And I think at some point he crossed over into the
Mexico.
US. Or into Mexico,
yes. He was stuck in Mexico for 6 months.
That was dope.
Such a good one.
I think even him writing that and making it about himself, and do you think it was a true story or it's just scripted?
No, it's close to true. I'm sure somebody who's gone through that. I don't think it's him.
Definitely.
And then he's added the comedic elements in it too, like the exaggerations. But it's that's a very common story. Yeah. Like even knowing immigrants, like I became friends with some comedians who are like from the Middle East or Lebanon or those areas now living in Canada. Their lifestyle is almost the same in North America. They are different out here in the Middle East, but when in Asia and Middle East, but when they go there, they are like the same lifestyle. Yeah. Because there's a similar one. I don't know if you've watched Rami.
No, Rami I haven't.
Rami is
check it out.
Based on Rami Youssef. He's Egyptian. A friend, one of my friends, Dave Marhaj, is also a featured guy there. He's a doctor. And Dave is one of the guys who gave me my first road gigs, like paid gigs on the road. Yeah. When I started doing comedy.
And this is in your fourth year, I guess, third year.
Something like that. Third year, give or take. I think.
So when you realize that you can make money out of comedy, then what changed? How did that change you?
Nothing. It didn't change because remember, I never set out to do the money. Yeah. I just knew, I'm going to do this for a living and I need to make it viable at some point. Yeah. But what I understand in the industry, they're telling us is it takes years. It can take you 10 years. It can take you 20. And I was like, all right. I guess that's the journey. I'm willing
to put in my hours.
Yeah. So I'll understand. I'll do the journey. And so you start doing these gigs and then, of course, people relate with you because now I'm just hyper-focused again on the craft. Me, I'm just trying to perform as much as possible. So every night I'm going up, I'm writing every day, and I'm still doing my day job and whatnot like that. And then one day you start getting called for a gig. I'm like, hey, we have $100.
Show up.
Oh, sure, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Oh, I called you like, hey, it's hey, 150. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm happy to do that. I'll do this anyway. I'll be doing comedy anyways tomorrow or the next day. So if you need me for your event, I'm happy to do it. And if you're paying me that, even better. And then over time, of course, you start learning. So, but it didn't take so long because I got signed by an agency immediately, almost immediately, not immediately. But I was very fortunate that I got signed early enough. So they started doing that for me. They book me on gigs, paid gigs. As long as I keep being funny, they'll find you places to go. So even a client looks for me, I'll just be like, I talk to my agent. The agent will handle that and then just send me the gig.
You are in Alberta doing this, right?
Yeah,
are you
Alberta.
Based in Calgary, Edmonton?
I'm
Calgary?
based in Calgary now.
Okay.
I moved from Lethbridge to Calgary.
So
for comedy.
Let me understand you know, it's very interesting because I feel like it's something many people struggle with.
Yeah.
The accent.
Yeah.
How do you, and I think at this point, I don't know how exposed Alberta was, but Alberta to me seems to be one of those provinces that represents what I don't want to use a word that would get me in trouble, but it's very...
It was perceived as backwards for a bit, right? Like redneck.
Yeah, sort of.
Redneck town.
Yeah.
And it is in a way. It means the cowboys,
Then how do you show up here with your Kenyan accent, you know, sandpapered into like this Canadian accent,
yes,
and then you're able to mingle in and get signed up with an agency? I think that is dope. That is very, you know, that is something very interesting there.
Yeah, I mean, it's ultimately when it comes to people are people, man. Like I don't even think that has any bearing.
Yeah,
like those things. Oh, these people are back. It's just a perception.
Yeah.
Like you'll find those backward people in the same places you're talking.
Yeah.
Like you're like, we're in Toronto, man, the big smoke, it's big here, but in Alberta, they're backwards. You'll find those racists in Toronto. And then in Alberta, you'll find very progressive people.
Yeah.
I mean, Calgary was the first city in Canada to have a Muslim mayor. Pakistani, Nahid Nenshi. By the time he got there, he was already gone, right?
Yeah,
he was a mayor when I was in Calgary. Mayor Nahid Nenshi, he's worship. He's Pakistani Canadian.
Yeah, let's find a picture of Nahid Nenshi and put it up.
Nahid Nenshi.
Nahid Nenshi.
Yes.
Can't even pronounce
so,
it properly.
like, that tells you, hey, this town is progressive.
Yeah.
Calgary is very progressive. But it's also got conservative mindsets. But ultimately, it doesn't matter because when you meet people, it's people. You know, it's so easy to lump people into groups because that's what makes it easier to contextualize and understand them and place them and profile them. But when you start meeting people individually, they're just people with fears, with hopes, or, you know, ambitions, just like everyone else, regardless of their politics or their inclinations when it comes to that type of stuff. Because that one just comes in the wrong certain times, you know. It's not their default. Of course, they look at you too, and so usually if some of these people, you might say, some of them struggle to divorce the perception they have of black people with when they meet Joab. They struggle, so that you're lumped as a group. They now treat you, that's when they get racist. But the moment they start knowing you, they start qualifying their racism.
Yeah, exactly.
You're all right for a black guy. And it's like, no, I'm all right, simple.
Yeah, I am
for
me.
a human, for anybody, I'm all right.
Exactly.
But you didn't go past, you struggled to break. By the time you broke through that barrier and realized I'm just another guy, now you're qualifying it because in your mind, it's impossible for a black guy to be all right.
To be this.
To be this, right? And vice versa. So you will also go, you will find that even in here, we have that same thing up at Kenya where you'd run into people's parents and they'd just be like, hey, lakini hao anakuanga huwezi jua ni mkuku, ni mtu mzuri sana, huwezi jua hata ni mkuku ama ni mkale, huwezi jua ni mkale. It was so funny.
What is the kale supposed to be? Anyways, before I don't want to interrupt your chain of thought. Go on. It was so funny.
Because in the 90s, and 80s, the primary, because again, we were separated into
cocoons.
People didn't know what those people are. And that is what it was used even by politicians. Politicians are the biggest culprits for creating this. Because they create those divisions. Like, they would separate you as wewe wakali wanakuanga hivi, Wakikuyu wanakuanga hivi, like to explain shortcomings on their side. You find kuna kitu watuambie hawa wakale, kuna kitu watuambiagi, but once you go inside you're like, oh, there's nothing special, it's just people, we just didn't know about them and we didn't find out some things, vice versa. Unajua Wakikuyu wanakuanga na, but generally it's people's characters being used to characterize the general. So I encounter you are very generous, I'm like, unajua watu Wakisi wanakuanga watu wazuri sana na chakula, wanakupenga, wanakulishanga, like all of a sudden it's all kisses who are nice. Or you treat me a certain way, I'm like, hey, Wakisi wanakuanga
these people.
You see, but so now that we know better, in the 90s kulikuanga na hiyo lack of context for what Akisi behaves like. You don't know any better. You have seen the one who offended you. And he's representative of all the other ones. So now, over time, Kenyans started mingling. You are meeting in big cities, you are schools. Teaching with another one, you are working as an accountant with another one. So unasemanga, ujamani mkali, uwezi jua ni mnini. Anakuanga mnini rosafi sana ni kitu. They start qualifying why they like you, just so they can explain to other, because there's also a risk of other people saying, unakaanga,
how you hang out with
unakaanga aje na wanini wakamba hivyo. Unakaa aje ni kama ni watu wenyu. Unaanza kuma, uwezi jua ni mkamba, by the way, jamaa anakuanga mtu mzuri sana. Anakuanga ni mtu.
You gotta explain to people.
Yes, you have to qualify it. Because you'd find these are the same people, when you're bereaved, they are helping you. Na mnasaidiana. You're working with them. So but remember, they've grown up with this mindset.
It was something inculcated, indoctrinated in your mind.
So they have to qualify it every time. I remember even when we'd meet Manu's mom. She'd say something close to that where, watu simuliamua mnachukua, and I'm like, who is tuliamua? Maana ni nani unasema tuliamua kufanya nini? Simulichukua kitu, haya fanyeni vile mlikuwa mnataka basi. Like she's like, mimi now tuko the same WhatsApp kabisa. So that's what I'm saying. Even uko Maju, there's also that, like where it's just people in Maju it's difficult because there's even no language. For us it's justifiable because we have different cultures, we have different languages. You can understand why we would be fooled about it for so long. We are caught up in it for too long. But Maju, they have the same language. Now they are caught up in conservative or progressive. Those are the temperaments.
Leftist or right.
Yes, and then now centrist too. Those are like temperaments to describe, because it's impossible to profile everyone. You get all of them as a group and you put them and then you lump them. You have this view, you're a conservative. You have this, you're an... It's so lame that sometimes conservative leaning traits that are meant for conservatives, quote unquote, are being exhibited by progressives. And a conservative will say, that's a progressive. Then they start fighting it, despite the fact that by definition, that thing is very conservative.
It's theirs.
They should now be agreeing because they're like, you're with me now. And vice versa too.
But because they disagree on the fact that they have labeled them to be different, people, they want to fight them.
Exactly. It becomes a thing for, it's us versus them and stuff like that. But it's good for politics. You know, politics is one of those that I say doesn't have a lot of value. As it doesn't have a way of adding value into our setup per se. So the players in it are trying as hard as possible to be valuable. Like it's better for a politician to be talked about and hated in a very negative manner than to not be talked about at all. They'd rather be talked about.
Because they'd rather be talked about. Any publicity is okay publicity, whether it's good, negative. Because then people start attaching value to their existence. Bila kunajua shida yetu ni kama si huyu jamaa tungekuwa tumenini. Unajua governor alitufanya vibaya sana, kama ngoja tutapatia mwingine alafu our problems will end. And then perpetually every circle it's like, tena huyu ameenda akatuachilia akatusahau. No, they didn't forget you. They just don't add value to your life per se, but you think they do. You know, the way I think about it is like, these guys are just like you and me. They found a way to exist in their space, because even if you and I disagreed with one another, at the end of the day, if we meet together in, I don't know, let's say we meet at Kisiangani's house, we will sit down and we'll have food and we will be okay. So if politician A and B, I don't want to mention names here, they meet together, they will agree, and that is why you see guys who are together in the 90s.
Yes.
At some point they separate,
and then they come back.
Then
again.
they come back together, and then this allegiance. And man, when you think about it, folks died for these people, man. They went to the streets, man.
Bro. Because they are now big names too. They're big brands. And it's even important for them to keep it that way sometimes. It's crazy. It's diabolical stuff.
And you think about it, you imagine that it's only us who suffer from that, man. It's the world over.
The world over. Look at what's happening with Trump right now.
Yeah, man.
Because for a long time, the Western society had progressed away from politics being centered to their existence. And then somewhere around the internet, politicians have come and created new pain points to communicate to the gullible masses, especially the more gullible people, that if I communicate these pain points, I'll get this number of people to agree with me. And if I can even give them a scapegoat, tell them the biggest source of your problems are these immigrants.
Yeah.
This is your biggest problem here.
And everybody will turn against the immigrant. And
then now we start banding together. We are friends based on our mutual hate for immigrants. But really what happened was we
never saw this before.
Yeah. And because they never come to your house. So it's like, my problems are mine. Maybe I have some shortcomings, but I'd rather not take advantage of it. Like, I'd rather not solve it myself. Or I don't have the bandwidth to dig deep enough and solve it for myself. So where my bandwidth in Anifikisha, that's where I leave it at. And I'm told now, beyond there, it's because of the immigrants.
Somebody else.
Or it's because of these blacks.
Yeah.
And it becomes a thing now. It becomes gospel truth to them because we're like, yeah, by the way, because, but all those people leave, new problems will emerge.
Of course.
The same problems remain. In fact, the same problems remain. Now they'll be stamped as to who do we blame for this.
Look for a new guy.
Yeah.
Then they change, I don't know, to the ladies.
To the ladies
are doing this.
Yes.
Then before you know it, it's, I don't know, this politician or this guy. And before you know it, man, everything is in chaos.
Yep.
But I also imagine that the world has this sort of reset that they sort of lean towards so people can find some sort of meaning in who they are.
Every now and then, yes. We have this reset.
So I want to imagine now you are able to make it, in the Canadian comedy space, and then you decide now you want to come back home. You establish something amazing here, man. How does that come about? I know at some point you were in Churchill's show, but I'm very proud of what you're doing with Stand Up Collective now. I mean, I'm a great fan. I've attended a couple of your shows, and they are amazing. You have very nice comics there, man. I just attended one this Saturday with Ruth Nyambura was the host, and the
Nelly Ongeshi,
that was amazing, man.
Yeah, thanks,
man. How is this something you decided on when you were coming back that this is what I want to do eventually? Or did it just happen by happenstance? So
if it was up to me, I would have just loved to be a comedian and just not have to worry about it.
Yeah.
But when I got back, it very, very quickly dawned on me that there was no way for me to be the comic I wanted to be without the spaces that required existence. Like I needed to create the space because I did check out Churchill.
Yeah.
I think I did 3 shows or something like that. 2, maybe 2. But I realized very fast that was a totally different enterprise. It was a TV show.
Yeah.
This is a whole production on its own. It's not a comedy. It's a TV show that happens to have comedy.
Yeah.
It was not a comedy establishment per se. It was a production that had comedy. I mean, it even started without comedy.
Yeah.
That's Churchill Live. It looked na music, and then comedians started coming on.
Yeah.
And then comedians kind of colonized the space, and it became a comedy show because there was a lot of them coming through from them. So when I got there, I realized that I was like, okay, in that case, I just need a place to play, and I need to start a place to play. So I got a few people, and of course, Brian and Emmanuel were already doing something.
Yeah.
Brian Onjoro had Nairobi. Actually, the first time we did it was in 2013. It was Titus and Brian Onjoro and Titus had this chill out at Creative's Garage when I had just arrived, 2015.
Yeah, Creative's Garage was somewhere in Lavington, near Kiricha Road. Yeah.
Yes. So we went there, and we did a show. And I was just like, it was nice. And Onjoro did so well. And I was like, so there's people here. Like, it could work. So I'm not crazy to think that I could do this.
Yeah.
And then he started doing shows. No, not just that. He started organizing shows. Then I met Emmanuel after that. And then also Emmanuel was like, Emmanuel had just come back from South Africa and he had seen what it could be.
In South Africa,
Yes. So it's just like, and I was like, guys, I have, in my mind, I'm like, I have the blueprint. I've thought about this before, but I didn't think I would have to do it myself.
Yeah.
I just hoped we would have it, but I didn't realize I would have to do it myself. So then they started doing the shows with Karura Comedy Club and Nairobi Comedy Club. But they were very sporadic. But it was,
happens every once in a while.
Yeah, once in a while, and every time it have just the change up. So the first time I actually did Karura, which was in Westlands, I called Emmanuel and I called Brian and I was like, we gotta work together, all of us.
Yeah.
So I got Brian and then we went to Kisiangani. They met. Kumbe they already knew each other, I think.
Yeah.
And we just ended up working. We started performing together a bit. And then now, because of the sporadic nature, it wasn't happening as frequently. I'd come to Nairobi. I was living in Bomet then. And it wasn't happening as much as I wanted to. So I was like, I'll just move to Nairobi and set it up.
Yeah.
So I started setting up at the Blues in town.
Yeah.
So me setting up, I was like, I'm setting up a room for me to play at, to practice. Because I'm thinking I'm still going to try and I need to keep fresh. I need to be able to even go and perform elsewhere. I was still getting called for gigs.
In Canada.
Yeah. I was still getting called for gigs. So I was like, I need to stay fresh. So I started doing that. And the thing is, I did it and that's the people that came. We had I think it was a first show, we had 20 people or 15 to 20 people.
Yeah.
But the comedians, the number of comedians started ballooning, the people who wanted to do this, and they had the right idea.
Yeah.
It's like, we've been waiting to do this, like Kina George, Kina Justine Wanda. And I was just like, oh, yeah. So we'll have to keep doing this.
Yeah.
And then we're just doing this, and I'm like, so it's going to be even, it's collective enough. So I'll do this week, you do that week, like organize a show, everyone, so that we're all moving at the same pace.
Yeah.
But I guess comics also had, everyone is different. Not everyone also has the propensity,
stamina, propensity,
propensity to organize. It's not their thing. They don't want to do it. It's not their thing. So nobody wanted to do it. So it ended up becoming, for 3 to 6 months, it's just me every month doing the same show every month. And then Brian came back again, and then went again.
You are the only comic, you mean?
No, okay. Organizer. But all comics are showing up every month.
They just don't want to organize.
Yes, they just don't want to organize. So now the idea that was going to be a collective was I do this week, you do next week, you do that. So that when I come to your space, I'm playing.
Yeah.
When I'm doing mine, I'm working.
Yeah.
I'm organizing because it's the hard work, it's the work we don't like to do.
Yeah.
But the performing is what we like to do.
Yeah, you can just show up and do perform. Your lines. Yeah.
And that was the goal. So I realized, haitafanyika, so we'll just have to double down. So, because then Brian did a thing at Gecko. He came back in May, started doing it again, and then took a break again. So at that point, it's becoming apparent to me that if I want this to work out, I'm going to have to do it, because the alternative is complaining about people and saying, ubaya yako huku do hivi, ubaya yako huku do hivi. So I was just like, hey, bro, let's just keep doing, man. So tukachapa tu kazi. We did that, and it became an organic. And then constantly now with my business training, which I didn't intend to use.
Came into practice. I was
like, I can make this sustainable.
So people should go to school at the end of the day, you think?
Yes. Yes, indeed. If I can just do this, I can make it sustainable through ABCD, and this is how long the journey looks like. I'm going to have to do this amount of work for this amount of time before it breaks. I knew that I was going to take at least 3 years before I could see any of my coin even coming back.
Yeah.
That's kind of what happened. But also we were learning, as this is happening, I'm learning the value of it. Because you're doing it for you, the value is to yourself as a performer. But you start learning what it means to the people who are attending.
Yeah.
You start understanding, these people are here for the community that we are now exposed to.
Yeah.
Every show, in fact, the thing that kept me going would be you to have a bad show in terms of attendance. You had 20 people, man.
The first show, 20 people.
20, and then 25, then 30, then sometimes you're back to 15. And then,
yeah.
And you're doing this for almost a year. But every time, even with less people, and it's new less people, they're having the time of their lives.
They're laughing.
The product is solid.
Yeah.
So I was like, there's no way this is not going to work out. This product is this solid.
Eventually it's going to work out.
So I'm just going to have to keep doing it. I just have to try and map out and see how long the journey looks like. Like, how long am I going to be suffering? Like every month I'd be spending something like 20 to 30K on just everything and getting none of it back. Plus I'm still having to pay myself for organizing and working. So it's like lots of money. And then that number was going up with the number of things that needed to be done, So now I'm realizing, this thing can work, but if I figure out where my break-even point is, what the journey, the growth looks like, I might be able to gather some muscle and actually do it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I did now. I kind of, try to plan it out. And ironically, the day that it was turning like this, when we were like, yep, I got the first swing.
Yeah.
Not even return, but like when this happens, this is what's going to happen. Like you got the first swing from the pendulum had been swinging this way so long.
Now it's
the day
back.
It came back and it hit the thing nicely. You're like,
this is
COVID hits.
Ooh.
But I was like this is the first time I'm like, we're going to do 2 shows in 1 month. It was actually a show by a cow Jumbo. We had brought a cow. We had invited a cow, or he was in town. I don't remember. He was in town.
Yeah.
And he was headlining at the Blues, the Saturday night comedy on a Friday, on a Saturday. It was so good. The show was well attended that people were demanding for it because they missed tickets. They didn't find out on time. People, they had such a good time. They ended up talking about it outside.
Yeah.
So we put on another show very quickly because Akau was on his way to Australia for the Melbourne International Comedy Festival. And he was going through Asia.
Yeah.
So now we're like, hey, Akau. He tells me, man, I was supposed to fly, but this COVID thing, I think I'm going to go straight to Australia. I'm not going to PTA Asia. So I have extra time
to hang around. Yeah.
So I'm like, let's do another show.
Yeah.
So we do another show. I called all the people who come. They're coming. People started buying tickets. But then people bought tickets.
Shout out to the people for supporting.
Shout out to people. Like, I think I had sold at least 10 tickets, which was unusual.
Yeah.
All our shows, people would be showing up and paying at the door.
Yeah.
We'd have sold 2 or 3 tickets.
So you're not even sure if people are showing up when you're doing the thing.
Bro, ask my wife. Then the bag of nerves, my belly was whenever it's approaching showtime, I was a mess.
Yeah.
Because you've done everything and now you're hoping.
Yeah, you've done all the marketing, man. Shout out to the marketing that you guys do on Meta, on Instagram, both Instagram and Facebook. I guess Threads too. I'm not on Threads though.
Yeah,
I think it's amazing because you guys put in a lot of marketing.
Yeah,
unlike I think some people who have shows but fail to put in marketing.
Yeah, we did a lot of work, and we have a huge team now so that it's pushing
to make it work. Yeah.
So I'm sitting there thinking, hey, this is going to be difficult, ne? Yeah, I'm speaking in South African accent. And then on the day of the show sells. So for a cow, we even sold tickets already.
Yeah,
on Sunday as soon as we announced it. I was like, hey, it's gonna work. We're gonna have a good show. On the day of Friday, the show is tomorrow. On Friday 14th, COVID shut down. Everyone shut down.
Mutai Kagwe, I think. Yeah, it was the guy who was.
Yes, Mutai Kagwe.
Yeah.
Akasema amwezi. They shut down everything. Now a cow is stuck in Nairobi.
Yeah.
That's all hilarious. I don't know what to do. I'm like, do I refund these people? I want to refund them. But I'm hoping that the show will come back.
Yeah.
So somebody's just like, let's just hope for the show to come back. It's going to be 2 weeks tops.
Yeah, shout out 2 weeks. Maybe.
By the 2 weeks done, I can't. I don't even know where I'm going tomorrow. Like, I don't. Hey. But now I was like, but it was happening. It's about to become something. It's about to pop. So we just did the podcast, Nini, the Hanga Nini. COVID, the first opening. Hey,
yeah.
Tukaanza to sell out my show. The shows started making sense now. We started having good acceptance, and then we're getting, general wide acceptance. So that kind of became a thing. So it was basically born of passion as well, because again, we were just doing it because I was running my other business while using it to fund this. Yeah. So at that time, we're doing it generally, and it wasn't haikuwa inaonekana
out here
where it's going. But eventually started showing. But I knew it was going somewhere.
Yeah.
Even when people would come and be like, like I know some comics I knew from Kani, like when I church it. Sasa ni nini mnafanya? Fanyeni tu hizo jokes zenyu nitachukua states nazifanya. Nazipeleka naziiba.
Yeah, where nobody knows. Man, shout out to you for believing in your dream and for the folks who believed in your dream to do what you're doing now. I know every Wednesday through Saturday night, you guys are in the Nairobi Laugh Bar on King Hart Road. Yeah. And what you have there is amazing. Yeah. I've been there a couple of times, man. I mean, the comics that come on stage, man, it's amazing. The folks who come on there, and even ones I think on Wednesday night you guys have is it an improv or do you have on Wednesday night?
Open mic. Open mic. Anybody new or old comedian trying out new stuff, it's your day.
Just shows up and does his thing. Yeah. How many people flop up there? Become embarrassed or whatever.
It's not a huge number. It's not that huge.
So people have tried things in their washroom, in their bathroom, with their family, with their...
Because we also have workshops on Monday.
Oh, I see.
So you come, even if you're new kabisa, you'll come, other comics who are more seasoned will tell you, do it this way.
Yeah.
Do it this way. Do that. So we have that and it's working. It's working as a community.
I think you're doing something amazing over there.
Thanks, buddy.
One thing I got to commend you though for is this. You left Kenya. You went to North America.
Yeah.
You came back. Regardless of, whatever reason you came back. But the point is you came back. There's folks who are stuck in North America. It's not working for them.
I know.
Not working for them. And they are either afraid to come back or unable to come back.
I understand them. Yeah, I understand it, man. It's very sad. A lot of that is very sad. I know what you're talking about. And yeah, bro, I think guys should just accept the pain. Sometimes you have to accept there's some pain that's acceptable.
Do you think if some of these people are to come back, it will probably work for them over here?
I think so.
I think so.
I
too.
strongly think they would do so much better here if they were to come back. But wachana na hiyo shame ya sijui
people will
nakarudi atakufanya kitu. Silikuwa America, pombe. I'm sure people were talking. Like I'm sure even when I was in Shag's places, sure my friends were talking. Like friends, not like my people who knew me and my that have come
even
back.
some family members.
Even family members. I'm sure people were like,
and let it be that you weren't talking to them when you were there, man. Alikuwa na maringo.
Sasa watu kwa wanachukua simu wapi. Ati anasema ni usiku. And these are people would call you at 2 a.m. And you're just like, I don't know who I'm talking to. So it's fine. It's fine. Like you cannot stop that. I feel like, hey, chukua yo, take your nini, accept it, take the beatings and deal with it and move forward,
Yeah.
Yeah, because speaking of which, it's one of those things, even, I did a special in 2019. I recorded a special and it flopped. I had to accept that this has flopped. And I recorded it here because I was organizing the show and it was a whole thing. But I say all that to say I have a special coming out.
Yeah. You recorded recently?
Yes, I recorded recently. I've retired a lot of material. It's going to be out on 18th of October. So I'm really, really, really excited for that. I'm putting that out on YouTube. And we have a watch party on 17th.
Yeah.
Just want guys to come and hang out and we do the thing. We just laugh and hang out, a party and watch the special. So the idea for the watch party was like, I'm there saying, what? And then I called some comedians. I'm like, hey, comics, come, we're watching this special. Let's review it together. I need some notes so that for the editors. And guys came and it was such a good time.
Yeah.
I was like, I think we can do this with more people. Like the people who've helped us even get here, they should come out and just, have fun and we party together on that night.
Yeah.
And then release it on the 18th. But
amazing, man.
Yeah.
This show is coming out on Monday. Monday is going to be the 13th.
Okay.
So I think it's good timing, for you. We're gonna put the description, or not this. We're gonna put the link to that YouTube video on the description to the video. And folks can find it over there, man.
That sounds good. I appreciate that, man.
Man, Doug, having you here has been so amazing, man. Sitting with a guy who made the full circle. I think there's a guy called the 360, went, came back and is doing something amazing with himself. It's always amazing to hear such success stories like you. You believed in your thing, man, and it's working for you.
Thank you, man.
That's great. There's a tradition we have here as I'm landing this plane, whereby we treat our guests like presidents.
Okay.
So we borrowed this from the president of the U.S., where the president in office normally leaves a letter to the next president who's coming onto the office. And so since what we do here is ask questions, so the guest who was here most recently left a question for you.
Okay.
And you're also going to get an opportunity to leave a question to the next guest on the show.
Okay.
So your question is, what can you do differently to live a life of selflessness and fearless love? What can you do differently to live a life of selflessness and fearless love?
What can I do differently, my man? Selflessness and fearless love. I don't think there's anything different I can do. Mm-hmm. I think I've done my best. I feel like I've done the best I can.
Yeah.
To be selfless enough and fearless. Like, for sure, I don't F with fear. Yeah, I've done enough to not be fearful. With love, I've done what I could. You know what I mean? I'd just say keep doing it. I've had moments of cynicism, maybe, about those virtues where I've been cynical and stopped wanting to. Maybe those moments I could correct. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd be like, okay, don't be too cynical for too long. Mm-hmm. And course correct. But I think I'm happy with how I've done it. I've balanced it well with as much as I could with what I had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful,
with
man.
what I had, yeah.
I think it's a nice reflection point.
Yeah.
So here's the opportunity to write your question to the next guest on the show. Normally, I don't see this question, by the way, until the guest is seated right in front of me, and I'm just about to ask the question.
Oh.
Yeah, so take your time whenever.
So I write it and you hide it.
Yeah, you write, and I mean it's always my iPad. I mean, I just don't open it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do that so that I don't. As you're thinking about it, of course, I do that so that I don't start thinking too much about it. Sometimes the questions are so difficult, and you think of explaining it to the guest. So I don't want to do that.
Oh, you might corrupt it with.
Yeah, that's nice, man. Doug. Doug, do you have a middle name, Doug? Do you ever say it out loud?
Yeah, I do. Kipkurui, but I rarely use it. I actually stopped using it.
Mm-hmm. Why?
Yeah, well, no, it was a cultural thing. Mm-hmm. I think when you get circumcised as a boy and you become a man, one of the names that you lose is a middle name. People stop calling it to you. They don't call it to you. Just
so you start using the first name or the last name?
First and last.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That's something I didn't know about your culture.
Yeah, my culture. It happens, but
so
of course, it's a guideline because people use it nowadays.
Yeah.
But in general, people stop calling you it. The only people who might call you are grown-ups, or if you choose to go by that name intentionally.
Would your child be named after your middle name or after your last name?
Middle name.
I see.
It's usually the middle name that they take. So the middle name that I stop using will go to my child when he becomes a man.
Oh, I see.
And my last name was my dad's middle name.
Yeah, and your dad doesn't use that name.
He doesn't use that anymore. It's just in the IDs and in documents.
I see. So if we were to go back to before the colonialists came and gave us English names, so the only name that, so what would your folks use if you know from back then? Middle name and last name, whatever it's the middle name and last name now?
Yeah, no, but there was also this the call. It's called the ancestral, like the reincarnated name.
Okay.
So remember, whenever we have somebody, we had a reincarnation. We are believers in human reincarnation, not the animalistic. So it's like somebody in my family dies, like my grandpa, my grandma, they have passed on, right?
Yeah.
So when it comes to the next, when my kid is born, as long as a relative is dead, as soon as a kid is born,
it is that
we'll
relative.
try and name them like across different people.
Yeah.
Like you'll find now, like, what name would it be? Like, what were those names? Like Tabutany or whatever. Yeah. So, like somebody who's called Tabutany has died in your family.
Yeah.
So you have a few relatives who are dead. You try and call the kid whatever name it was. So if the kid smiles or sneezes, they're responding.
Yes.
They're, oh, that's me. That was how it was done.
Oh,
so they'd have a naming ceremony for the kid
Yeah.
based on people who've died in the family. And usually they would say it was pretty eerie stuff because the kid would even take up the traits of that person.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yes. So then,
if the guy was cheeky in character, then the kid is gonna be cheeky in character too.
Exactly. So then that would become the first name in a lot of ways, like the call out, the name they call you.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. You know, like whatever, Mangati, Arab, whatever. Arab now Mutai.
Yes. So
like,
that
which is son of
your
Mutai.
Son, yeah.
Son of Mutai. But then the first name is the one that you inherited from a previous relative.
Do you have any prefix for daughter of? Like the way they have Arab for son of. So what would daughter of be?
Daughter of, no. We have, I think we have a mother of.
Okay.
Mother of. I've never heard a daughter of thing. It's because it becomes with the people they bear. I think it's more of Hukombele. Yeah.
So the prefix kip and chep, what is that for?
So kip is boy, chep is girl.
Oh, that's all. That's what it means. So it's
chepto, like, which is girl.
And kipto would be.
Kipto would be
a boy.
Not kipto. Kipto is visitor, born during visitors. Kip, the prefix is for boy.
Yeah.
Kip is a boy.
Yeah.
Chep is a girl.
Yes.
Yeah, but the long form of chep is chepto, but kip, I think it was just kip or boy.
Oh, so you couldn't have kipto. Okay.
Yeah. Kipto is not. No, it's not kipto.
Oh.
Chepto, like okay. No, chepto is double O.
Yes.
And chepto
is single O.
Single O.
So there's people with single O.
No.
There's no
single O is that. What is it? Is it a noun? Not noun. Yeah, it's to say girl.
Oh.
Chepto is a girl.
Okay.
And a boy is kiptoya or something. Kiptoya, okay. I think. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. But even though it's changed the meaning a bit in the recent years. But so kip is boy, chep is girl, and then a boy becomes a man when they become the son of their father, and then a girl, I guess, becomes a woman and become obots when they get their kids.
Okay, when they become mothers.
Yeah, mother of.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't think they have an Arab equivalent.
Doug, man, it's been nice hanging out with you. If folks listening to us didn't get anything out of this episode that would help them, what is the one thing you would want to say to them right now that would be of help to them?
Okay, I even finished. I just remembered the thing about chep.
Yeah.
Sorry, cheptab would be the equivalent of Arab, daughter of.
Oh,
cheptab. Okay. But it's the girl though. It's a derivative from girl.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I see.
For boy, it's not derived from
kip.
Yeah, it's Arab. It's son of as a man, but cheptab.
Do you have B? The letter B cheptab. Like boy?
No, not really.
It's only P in your.
P. Yeah. Heavy P. Yeah.
Yeah. So you say puk.
Puk. Yeah.
Puk that booking.
Puk that booking immediately. Immediately. Yeah. Pop. Yeah. So what you're saying? If they missed.
If folks missed anything here, if you have a parting shot for them, something they should not forget. What's the one thing you want them to leave here with?
Chase your butterfly, man. Believe in yourself.
Nice.
Yeah.
Folks, if you made this far, I think it's because you did like this episode. I'm hanging out with Doug Mutai today. Doug is a great comic, runs the Creative Collective?
Stand-up Collective.
Stand-up Collective happens every Wednesday through Saturday and some Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays at the Nairobi Laugh Bar on Kingara Road.
Yes, sir.
Doug has a special that just came out. It's going to be released on the 18th of October 2025. I'm going to put that video. I'm going to put a description. I'm going to put a link to that video in the description to this video below. So on the 18th, of course, after it comes out.
Yeah.
But go out and support him. I'm going to put a link to the shows at the Laugh Bar on this video as well. I think they have all these shows going on around Nairobi, man, which is really amazing. I recently attended Robbie Collins.
Robbie Collins.
Robbie Collins show, man. Tall guy, massively tall.
And very hilarious.
Very hilarious, man. Nice. You're doing amazing stuff, man.
Thank you so much, man. And thanks for having me on your pod. Thanks for the tea. Nimekunywa chai, bro. Na food. And I had lunch.
Yeah,
this podcast feeds people.
Yeah, of course. We got to eat,
good lunch, man. It was good.
Yeah, that's nice. Thanks for coming out, man.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. If you haven't subscribed yet to this channel, do subscribe. And remember to tell your friends to tell their friends. Till next time, do take care. Kwaheri.